to Act 3, Scenes 1 and 2 of Romeo and Juliet. Here we go. Scene 1. Mercutio, his page, and Benvolio enter with other men. I'm begging you, good Mercutio, let's call it a day. It's hot outside, and the Capulets are wandering around. If we bump into them, we'll certainly get into a fight. When it's hot outside, people become angry and hot-blooded. You're like one of those guys who walks into a bar, slams his sword on the table, and then says, I pray I'd never have to use you. By the time he orders his second drink, he pulls his sword on the bartender for no reason at all. Am I really like one of those guys? Come on, you can be as angry as any guy in Italy when you're in the mood. When someone does the smallest thing to make you angry, you get angry. And when you're in the mood to get angry, you find something to get angry about. And what about that? If there were two men like you, pretty soon there'd be none, because the two of you would kill each other. You would fight with a man if he had one more whisker or one less whisker in his beard than you have in your beard. You'll fight with a man who's cracking nuts just because you have hazelnut-colored eyes. Only you would look for a fight like that. Your head is as full of fight as an egg is full of yolk, but your head has been beaten like scrambled eggs from so much fighting. You started a fight with a man who coughed in the street because he woke up a dog that was sleeping in the sun. Didn't you argue it out with your tailor for wearing one of his new suits before the right season? And with another for tying the shoes he made with old laces? And yet you're the one who wants to teach me about restraint. If I were in the habit of fighting the way you are, my life insurance rates would be sky high. Your life insurance? That's foolish. Tybalt, Petruchio, and Capulets enter. Oh great, here come the Capulets. Well, I don't care. To Petruchio and others, follow me closely, I'll talk to them. To the Montagues, good afternoon, gentlemen. I'd like to have a word with one of you. You just want one word with one of us? Put it together with something else. Make it a word and a blow. You'll find me ready enough to do that, sir, if you give me reason. Can't you find a reason without my giving you one? Mercutio, you hang out with Romeo. Hang out? What do you think we are, musicians in a band? If we look like musicians to you, you can expect to hear nothing but noise. Touching the blade of his sword. This is my fiddlestick. I'll use it to make you dance. Blank. Hang out. We're talking here in a public place. Either go someplace private or talk it over rationally, or else just go away. Out here everybody can see us. Men's eyes were made to see things, so let them watch. I won't move to please anybody. Romeo enters. Well, may peace be with you. Here comes my man, the man I'm looking for. He's not your man. All right, walk out into a field and he'll chase you. In that sense, you can call him your man. Romeo, there's only one thing I can call you. You're a villain. Tybalt, I have reason to love you that lets me put aside the rage I should feel and excuse that insult. I am no villain, so goodbye. I can tell that you don't know who I am. Boy, your words can't excuse the harm you've done to me, so now turn and draw your sword. I disagree. I've never done you harm. I love you more than you can understand until you know the reason why I love you. And so, good Capulet, which is a name I love like my own name, you should be satisfied with what I say. But this calm submission is dishonorable and vile. The thrust of a sword will end this surrender. Draws his sword. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you go fight me? What do you want from me? Good king of cats, I want to take one of your 9 lives. I'll take one, and depending on how you treat me after that, I might beat the other 8 out of you too. Will you pull your sword out of its sheath? Hurry up, or I'll smack you on the ears with my sword before you have yours drawn. I'll fight you. He draws his sword. Noble Mercutio, put your sword away. Come, sir. Perform your forward thrust, your passado. Mercutio and Tybalt fight. Drawing his sword. Draw your sword, Benvolio. Let's beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, stop this disgraceful fight. Tybalt and Mercutio, the prince is banned fighting in the streets of Verona. Stop, Tybalt. Stop, good Mercutio. Romeo tries to break up the fight. Tybalt reaches under Romeo's arm and stabs Mercutio. Let's get away, Tybalt. Tybalt, Petruchio, and the other Capulets exit. I've been hurt. May a plague curse both your families. I'm finished. Did he get away clean? What, are you hurt? Yes, it's a scratch, just a scratch. But it's enough. Where's my page? Go, boy. Get me a doctor. Mercutio's page exits. Have courage, man. The wound can't be that bad. No, it's not as deep as a well or as wide as a church door, but it's enough. It'll do the job. Ask for me tomorrow and you'll find me in a grave. I'm done for in this world, I believe. May a plague strike both your houses. I can't believe that dog, that rat, that mouse, that cat could catch me, scratch me to death. That braggart, punk villain who fights like he learned swordsmanship from a manual. Why did you come in between us? He struck me from under your arm. I thought it was the right thing to do. Take me inside some house, Benvolio, or I'll pass out. May a plague strike both your families. They've turned me into food for worms. I'm done for. Curse your families. Mercutio and Benvolio exit. This gentleman Mercutio, a close relative of the prince and my dear friend, was killed while defending me from Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, who had been my cousin for a whole hour. Oh, sweet Juliet, your beauty has made me weak like a woman, and you have softened my bravery, which before was as hard as steel. Benvolio enters. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, brave Mercutio is dead. His brave spirit has floated up to heaven, but it was too early for him to leave life on earth. The future will be affected by today's terrible events. Today is the start of a terror that will end in the days ahead. Tybalt enters. Here comes the furious Tybalt back again. He's alive and victorious, and Mercutio's dead. Enough with mercy and consideration. It's time for rage to guide my actions. Now, Tybalt, you can call me villain the way you did before. Mercutio's soul is floating right above our heads. He's waiting for you to keep him company on the way up to heaven. Either you or I, or both of us, have to go with him. Wretched boy, you hung out with him here, and you're going to go up to heaven with him. This fight will decide who dies. They fight. Tybalt falls and dies. Romeo, get out of here. The citizens are around, and Tybalt is dead. Don't stand there shocked. The prince will give you the death penalty if you get caught, so get out of here. Oh, I have awful luck. Why are you waiting? Romeo exits. The citizens of the watch enter. The man who killed Mercutio, which way did he go? Tybalt, the murderer, which way did he run? Tybalt is lying over there. To Tybalt. Get up, sir, and come with me. I command you by the authority of the prince to obey me. The prince enters with Montague, Capulet, Lady Montague, Lady Capulet, and others. Where are the evil men who started this fight? O noble prince, I can tell you everything about the unfortunate circumstances of this deadly fight. Over there Tybalt is lying dead. He killed your relative, brave Mercutio, and then young Romeo killed him. Tybalt was my nephew. He was my brother's son. Oh, prince, oh, nephew, oh, husband, oh, my nephew is dead. Oh, prince, as you are a man of honor, take revenge for this murder by killing someone from the Montague family. Oh, cousin, cousin. Benvolio, who started this fight? Tybalt started the fight before he was killed by Romeo. Romeo spoke to Tybalt politely and told him how silly this argument was. He mentioned that you would not approve of the fight. He said all of this gently and calmly, kneeling down out of respect, but he could not make peace with Tybalt, who was in an angry mood and wouldn't listen to talk about peace. Tybalt and Mercutio began to fight each other fiercely, lunging at one another and dodging each other's blows. Romeo cried out, "Stop, my friends, break it up!" Then he jumped in between them and forced them to put their swords down. But Tybalt reached under Romeo's arm and thrust his sword into brave Mercutio. Then Tybalt fled the scene. But pretty soon he came back to meet Romeo, who was overcome with the desire for revenge. As quick as lightning they started fighting. Before I could break up the fight, Tybalt was killed. Romeo ran away when Tybalt fell dead. I'm telling you the truth, I swear on my life. Benvolio is part of the Montague family. His loyalties to the Montague make him tell lies. He's not telling the truth. There were 20 Montagues fighting in this awful riot, and together those 20 could only kill one man. I demand justice. You, Prince, are the man who can give me justice. Romeo killed Tybalt. Romeo must die. Romeo killed Tybalt. Tybalt killed Mercutio. Who should now pay the price for Mercutio's life? Not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His crime did justice's job by taking Tybalt's life. And for that crime Romeo is hereby exiled from Verona. I'm involved in your rivalry. Mercutio is my relative, and he lies dead because of your bloody feud. I'll punish you so harshly that you'll regret causing me this loss. I won't listen to your pleas or excuses. You can't get out of trouble by praying or crying, so don't bother. Tell Romeo to leave the city immediately, or else, if he is found, he will be killed. Take away this body, and do as I say. Showing mercy by pardoning killers only causes more murders. They exit. Act 3, Scene 2. Juliet enters alone. I wish the sun would hurry up and set, and night would come immediately. When the night comes and everyone goes to sleep, Romeo will leap into my arms and no one will know. Beauty makes it possible for lovers to see how to make love in the dark, or else love is blind, and its best time is the night. I wish night would come like a widow dressed in black, so I can learn how to submit to my husband and lose. Let the blood rushing to my cheeks be calmed. In the darkness, let me, a shy virgin, learn the strange act, so that it seems innocent, modest, and true. Come night, come Romeo, you're like a day that comes during the night. You're whiter than snow on the black wings of a raven. Come, gentle night, come, loving dark night, give me my Romeo. And when I die, turn him into stars and form a constellation in his image. His face will make the heavens so beautiful that the world will fall in love with the night and forget about the garish sun. Oh, I have bought love's mansion, but I haven't moved in yet. I belong to Romeo now, but he hasn't taken possession of me yet. This day is so boring that I feel like a child on the night before a holiday, waiting to put on my fancy new clothes. The nurse enters with the rope ladder in her pouch. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news. Every voice that mentions Romeo's name sounds beautiful. Now, nurse, what's the news? Is that the rope ladder Romeo told you to bring up? Yes, this is the rope ladder. Oh my, what's the news? Why do you look so upset? Oh, it's a sad day. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. We're ruined, lady. We're ruined. What an awful day. He's gone. He's been killed. He's dead. Can God be so jealous and hateful? Romeo is hateful, even though God isn't. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, who would have thought that it would be Romeo? What kind of devil are you to torture me like this? This is as bad as the tortures of hell. Has Romeo killed himself? Just say yes, and I will turn more poisonous than the snake with the evil eye. I will no longer be myself if you tell me Romeo killed himself. If he has been killed, say yes. If not, say no. These short words will determine my joy or my pain. I saw the wound. I saw it with my own eyes. God bless that wound, here on his manly chest. A pitiful corpse, a bloody, pitiful corpse. Pale as ashes and drenched in blood, all the dried blood was so gory, I fainted when I saw it. Oh, my heart is breaking. Oh, my bankrupt heart is breaking. I'll send my eyes to prison, and they'll never be free to look at anything again. I'll give my vile body back to the earth. I'll never move again. My body and Romeo's will lie together in one sad coffin. Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt, he was the best friend I had. Oh, polite Tybalt, he was an honorable gentleman. I wish I had not lived long enough to see him die. What disaster is this? Has Romeo been killed, and is Tybalt dead too? Tybalt was my dearest cousin. Romeo was even dearer to me as my husband. Let the trumpets play the song of doom, because who can be alive if those two are gone? Tybalt is dead, and Romeo has been banished. Romeo killed Tybalt, and his punishment was banishment. Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood? It did, it did. Curse the day this happened, but it did. Oh, he's like a snake disguised as a flower. Did a dragon ever hide in such a beautiful cave? He's a beautiful tyrant and a fiendish angel. He's a raven with the feathers of a dove. He's a lamb who hunts like a wolf. I hate him, yet he seemed the most wonderful man. He's turned out to be the exact opposite of what he seemed. He's a saint who should be damned. He's a villain who seemed honorable. Oh, nature, what were you doing in hell? Why did you put the soul of a criminal in the perfect body of a man? Was there ever such an evil book with such a beautiful cover? Oh, I can't believe the deepest evil lurked inside something so beautiful. There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. Of all them lie. All them cheat. They're all wicked. Ah, where's my servant? Give me some brandy. These griefs, these pains, these sorrows make me old.